Salutations everyone, it's Michael here with GoodyReader.com.
And Peter sitting over here with the GoodyReader.com.
We have the ZTE Open. This is one of the first Firefox phones to hit the market. $60 from the Firefox website. And today we are going to evaluate this primarily from an OS point of view to give you the scoop on exactly what Firefox OS is all about.
Let's dive in. So this is the home screen here. You'll notice the first thing, at least what we noticed, is that everything is circular. BlackBerry seems to go the rectangular route, Apple goes the smoothed squares, and Android seems to have a lot of square icons, whereas everything's really bubbly and circular here because of the Firefox symbol itself is really a circle. You have a circle button here, and what we notice is that this may be a hardware thing, but right now it almost looks like it's software, because if we go to something like this page, internet sharing, and we want to go back to settings, you actually can't press back. There is no back button. You have to press this tiny little sliver of a angled button to actually go back.
Yeah, and there's no like prompt, like it doesn't say the word back, so
yeah,
it doesn't really kind of let you know. Now you can either click back or you could just click the home button and go back to home.
But the home bypasses all the stuff that all the steps you've taken.
Yeah, you may have want to adjust more than one setting before you go home, and this way it's like more than a few steps because you have to go home but go back to settings, and it's irritating. Now
there's no list of apps like you'd find on Android, because it's more of a iOS feel, because this is your list of apps. It's right here. If you go all the way to the left, you get all these hubs. So if we go to sports, for example, what it's going to do is have all these apps preloaded. Well, not preloaded, it's more of a suggestion based on your internet. And if you scroll down, it'll just endlessly open more and more apps suggested. So that's kind of cool, because you don't actually have to dive into the App Store every time you want to find something.
And I like the fact that you don't have to like register an account or anything. You could just like basically crank, you know, what we did is we took this out of the box, we opened up the App Store, we installed YouTube, we can go there and install Facebook and Twitter, and it's like, you know, you have to register for those, but you don't actually have to register anything with Firefox.
Nothing for
which
the
is
store.
Nice.
We should mention before we start getting a lot of hate on this particular device, this device is not particularly good. No, it is a 3-inch, 1 gigahertz single core processor phone with a terrible plastic surface and horrible touch functionality, because it's a very cheap developer's tool for the Firefox OS. It's just, think of it as a vessel. So focus on the software, not the hardware, because we're having a lot of trouble kind of touching this because the touchscreen is very bad. Let's go look at the marketplace and we'll see what we're going on here. Now remember, this is very new, so there isn't a lot of apps available on the store, but there are the essential ones.
Yeah, you aren't gonna have like Vine or anything like that, but you will have like SoundCloud and Twitter and Facebook, and
absolutely,
you know, the types of apps that basically exist on every operating system.
Right. And because you don't have to register this with your personal account or anything, and we've been scanning around, as it stands, it doesn't look like there's any paid content on the Firefox store. Everything seems to be free. So let's look at Line, for example. Michael mentioned this to me earlier. There's a lot of negative space here. You can see where this starts. There's just, you know, a third of the screen vertically is just white, and then you go down to updates and there's more white, and then there's 2 more inches of white here, and it's laid out very poorly as it stands. So obviously everything here that you see will hopefully correct itself, because this is the first launch, and you know, as updates come in different versions, kind of like what they did with Gingerbread and then, you know, Honeycomb and all the other versions of Android, hopefully Firefox will adjust things as they go, maybe add some widgets, maybe add some live wallpapers or whatever they
exactly do. That I think that's what this operating system needs, because it just seems too basic at this point.
Very.
Like, you can change the wallpaper, you could like add apps to your bottom carousel here, but you're so depend on an SD card to do anything.
Yeah, that's good to mention. You can't actually even open the camera or open videos or open gallery because it won't let you without an SD card.
And that kind of pissed me off opening it out of the box for the first time. Is like, hey, let's take a selfie, let's like see what the video quality is like. SD card, and like it doesn't tell you that on the box, the packaging, that's like this phone 100% depend on SD card to basically do anything.
Now I understand this phone is very cheap. It's $60. The ZTE Open. It's $60 unlocked, free shipping basically. Now because this phone is so poor, it actually doesn't give me a good first impression of the Firefox OS. Everything seems to lag, and I understand that's the hardware, but I'm not really having a good time with Firefox OS. Everything's laggy, everything's hard to press, everything's unresponsive, and I don't think that's gonna give me incentive to develop for this device. I would have liked to see maybe a higher spec device to really showcase the full speed of what Firefox OS can do, but as it stands, this is really your only option into Firefox.
Alright, so let us know what you think. You can order this phone by just going to the Firefox website for the Firefox OS, and this is the only phone that they redirect you to buy. You can buy it worldwide through ZTE, through their eBay page, so North America, Europe, Asia, South America, that sort of thing. So does this OS have potential? Do you think that Firefox OS is a valid up-and-coming operating system? Let us know your thoughts. You can comment in this YouTube video below, and for goodyreader.com and a review of the ZTE Open, my name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everybody take care.
Not a fan of the ZTE Open as a device, but I am a fan of Firefox OS because it has potential. As of right now, doesn't look that great, but it does have potential. It could be one of the next big OSs. It could be considered one of the big ones. So when people say, hey, Android, iOS, BlackBerry, Firefox, it could be kind of the norm in a little while. They just need some refinement, but everything's there for them to kind of take off. They just have to go in the right direction. Keep watching our YouTube channel at youtube.com/goodyreader. If you're watching this on another channel, 850 plus videos on that channel. Lots of giveaways, fielding requests every day. Keep on watching. Thanks a lot.